Hi guys! Happy holidays! Hot cocoa bombs have really evolved over the years. In today's video, I'm sharing the 3 best-selling items that are beyond the basic bombs to dazzle your customers with show-stopping designs and delicious flavors that are magic in a mug. We'll be making the cutest hot chocolate stirring spoons to switch it up, as well as the classic spheres inspired by the Nutcracker ballet and hot cocoa cups, all in a pretty and Pinkmas color scheme. It's all about thinking outside the box when sparking sales for the season. Comment down below which design is your favorite, and let's create something magical! The first best-selling showstopper are these hot chocolate spoons that are so enjoyable to make with all the fun flavors. The 5 essentials you're going to need are number 1, chocolate wafers. I recommend brands from the craft store such as Wilson Candy Melt or Meltcraft, since they have a shiny look without having to temper them. Number 2, wooden spoons or popsicle sticks. Number 3, a variety of flavored cocoa mixes like peppermint, salted caramel, Oreo, and strawberry Nesquik, along with your choice of your favorite toppings. And last is a silicone ice cube tray mold. Let's go ahead and get molding. I have my pretty pink chocolate inside of an OXO pouring cup, and I'm pouring until each cavity is about 3/4 full. Start swirling the chocolate around several times to completely cover the edges, then spill all the excess chocolate right back into your melting container. Finish cleaning it up by scraping across with a cake scraper or spatula, and give the mold a tap 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 to even everything out. Once the first layer is complete, I allow them to set on the counter at room temperature for about 15 minutes. Next, for the second layer, I'm reinforcing with a pastry brush, focusing mainly on the edges, being sure to spread a generous amount to form a sturdy shell. The best part about this pretty pink color is it's straight out of the package without needing any additional candy coloring. And guys, I suggest completing 1 color per tray. For filming purposes, I molded several colors at a time. However, it's not really practical and can be more challenging. The key is thinning out the chocolate to a fluid, pourable consistency and molding between 100 to 105 degrees. That temperature is specific for craft store brands only. Now the third color is Meltcraft in light green, achieved with a touch of color mill in the shade Sage. The reason I avoid refrigerating the first layer is to prevent the second layer from hardening too quickly. Last color in the Pinkmas theme is this super unique Tiffany Blue shade inspired by the iconic Blue Box, and the ideal time to pop into the fridge is after brushing on that second layer. Here, I wanted to show you all the decorations. The exact molds along with all the other materials I used will be linked in the description box down below, and it's all about the details. So I baked mini gingerbread cookies, added pastel sprinkles for buttons, and piped on the zigzags with royal icing. The shells are all ready to fill with cocoa and marshmallows, just like traditional cocoa bombs, and the flavor combinations are endless. Begin adding a tablespoon of dehydrated tiny marshmallows to the bottom of each cavity. Not only are they delicious, but help stabilize the spoons. Continue putting around 1.5 tablespoons of the mixes. Customer favorites are strawberry Nesquik and peppermint cocoa mix, and others are cookies and cream and salted caramel. Then settle out the piles of cocoa and have your wooden spoons and pouring chocolate handy. My tips and tricks are to pour a pool of chocolate until right below the line and dig the spoon into the center. I work as quickly as possible while the chocolate is still wet to sprinkle on all my toppings. First are mini marshmallows and crushed peppermint. I found the pink peppermint candies on Amazon, and it took a bit of a workout to crush them up by hand, as well as peppermint swirl marshmallows. Continue filling in the back row the same way and insert the wooden spoons. The gingerbread cookie wants to swim in the pool of chocolate, so I immediately sink him in there and grab my other toppings. The gingerbread has the salted caramel cocoa, which pairs amazingly with toffee bits, and of course I topped off the blue with crushed Oreo pieces for a cookies and cream extreme taste. The decorative toppers are the cherry on top. The dancing ballerina is one of my favorites. I painted her with gold edible paint for an eye-catching touch, and I secured the decorations with royal icing as my glue. The extra details were enhanced with either luster dust or edible paint, as well as poppy paint to accent the eyes of the Nutcracker. It's time to reveal our creations by popping out of the mold. This can take a little bit of patience to peel them out, but you will absolutely love the results. As you may know from my other videos, usually Merkins is my go-to. However, from experience, the result has a dull finish from molding. So don't knock the craft store brands till you try them. You'll notice a difference in the shiny appearance. The second best-selling item are classic hot cocoa bombs featuring this season's 4 magical designs. The method is easy and effortless when cutting out your molds individually and following the similar steps to earlier by pouring, swirling, and spilling out the excess. This set includes Tiffany Blue for the present. Remember, 2 shells are needed for each sphere. And for the Nutcracker, a flesh-colored chocolate was achieved with white milk craft as my base and a combination of brown, yellow, and orange candy coloring. If you would like to see even more in-depth step-by-step instructions, feel free to check out my quick and easy hot cocoa bomb tutorial. At the time I was using Sweet Tooth Fairy brand, however all the guidelines are the same because the composition of craft store brand wafers are similar to each other. I let the first layer set on the counter for 15 minutes. It really helps to keep the individual spheres supported in a cupcake tin while brushing on the second layer and throughout the entire process. I prefer to mainly reinforce the edges to prevent breakage and keep the center walls less thick. That way it takes less time to explode when pouring the hot milk. And I forgot to mention again, the pink or the pre-colored Wilton pink candy milk. Allow the shells to chill in the fridge after layer number 2. Then all you need to do is gently loosen around the edges and flip over onto your palm to carefully remove. To ensure the shells stay shiny without fingerprints, always wear gloves and either handle by the edges or slide onto your mat. The only design that's missing from the collection are the gray colored shells for the Mouse King. To resemble an oval shape, I achieved the look with a 3-part egg mold. For the technique, remove the top layer and the inserts. Simply fill each cavity up to the line and place the inserts directly over the pools of chocolate. Last step is taking the top layer and firmly sandwich shut, flipping over to check that the chocolate spreads to form the entire shell. By the way, it's hard to find pre-colored gray wafers. You can mix your own with a few drops of black candy coloring into your white wafers. This is a one-step process that doesn't require any reinforcing. Give them a good set in the fridge and carefully peel the inserts to reveal the magic. A tip for easy assembly is to drop cupcake liners inside of your cupcake tin to keep the shells from rocking around. Pick up the first shell and rotate over a mug warmer or warm plate for a few seconds. And guys, if you're enjoying so far, be sure to join the party and subscribe for more fun treat tutorials and hit that bell to receive all notifications. Going in is 1 tablespoon each of peppermint and Oreo cocoa mix, plus a handful of Oreos and mini marshmallows. A super popular flavor is strawberry Nesquik. The Mouse King's winning combo is a few teaspoons of salted caramel and a handful of toffee bits. Before we get decorating, the final step is to enclose the other shell on top, same as before with the warmer. Design number 1 is the elegant Tiffany Blue Box. Using a tipless piping bag and stiff royal icing, begin piping thin lines, one vertical and one horizontal, crossing over to resemble a delicate band of ribbon. To give the bow a silky satin effect, I take the Sugar Art Pearl Dust in Super Pearl and brush onto a white chocolate bow. Simply attach to the center for a simple design that makes a timeless statement. Next is this pearly pink ornament. The Rollcomb Luster Dust in the shade Blush Pastel Pink instantly takes the design to another level and has the stunning shine of an actual pearlized ornament. I always reach for this luster dust in my collection and it never disappoints. You'll need some pull and peel Twizzlers and mini Reese's cups. The loops are made by peeling off a strand and wrapping into a small loop to give you an idea of the length that you want to cut. Trim with kitchen shears or a knife and pinch the ends together to create your loop. Grab the Reese's cup and twist a small hole into the center either with a cookie scribe or skewer until the loop is able to fit. Then attach them together with a dot of melted chocolate. All the cap is missing is some metallic gold edible paint by mixing a high quality gold luster dust with small amounts of a high proof clear vodka such as Everclear until it reaches a painting consistency. Feel free to drop in more liquid as needed since it evaporates over time. And paint on a generous coat to lusterize the entire cap top to bottom and all around. The little crown right next to it is a preview of the Mouse King's royal accessory. Once achieving your desired look, stick on the golden cap either with icing or melted chocolates. Before heading to the Nutcracker Ballet, the Mouse King is making his appearance on stage. A black bead sprinkle for his nose was applied to the end of the Great Cocoa Bomb, and his eyes are a pair of fondant circles made by me into tiny discs. I'll walk you through a super simple way of making his crown. The required tools are a star cookie cutter and CMC powder, which stands for carboxymethylcellulose, to strengthen and stabilize the fondant. The perfect formula is 1/8 of a teaspoon of powder for every ounce of fondant. Other essentials are a round piping tip to sculpt the shape, as well as a striped cookie cutter. Part 1 is to start rolling out the fondant to an even thickness. A tip to prevent sticking is dusting cornstarch onto your surface, as well as the cookie cutters, first cutting out the star shape. Once you have a clean cut, take the round piping tip and press into the center of the star. From here, I slip it through the piping tip and pinch down all the sides to form a 3D crown, and let the fondant harden for at least 20 minutes to hold the shape. Part 2 is the base of the crown, which is a little platform underneath. Cut another piece of fondant with the stripe cutter, slicing through the impressions with a knife to divide into individual strands, and trim the length so it's able to snugly wrap around the border of the crown. Transform the fondant into a golden masterpiece with edible paint. I recommend painting the inside of the crown first, that way the outside won't smudge when handling. Being that the fondant is white, the paint covers easily without having to apply several coats. To officially crown the mouse as king, spread a thin layer of chocolate around the base with a toothpick. Gray is best to blend seamlessly with the mouse and hold in place for about 30 seconds. The ears are actually mini Nilla wafers. It's completely optional to cut out a portion of the cookie to slightly curve it out. Drop the Nilla wafer into a cup of gray melted chocolate and plunge with a dipping fork. Flip it back over, lightly shaking off the excess, and set it to dry on parchment paper. The finished result looks on point without being too bulky. The ears just need a pop of color with pink pearl dust. Pack onto a small dense brush and trace to create the inner ear. Not sure if any of you guys are familiar with the super adorable Angelina ballerina books that were my favorite to read as a kid in the 2000s. By the way, it took about a minute for each ear to firmly attach since they're a heavier piece. Let's get him stage ready and dust on more pink pearl dust for his blushy cheeks. And these spectacular sprinkles from Great Value's Holiday Edition take the spotlight for the jewels of the crown when placed onto each peak with a dot of royal icing. Last but not least, the star of the show is Nicholas the Nutcracker. To bring him to life, I prepared his facial features ahead of time. The mustache was made with a chocolate mold. His nose was sculpted out of fondant. As for eyes and eyebrows, they're royal icing transfers for more texture and dimension. The pupil and iris of the eye were colored in with blue and black poppy paints. I'm arranging where all the pieces go and securing with royal icing, being especially careful to handle these delicate pieces with care. White poppy paint is a must-have for the reflections of the eye, along with the ball tool that's commonly used for nail designs. It's super on point. All I do is mark 2 dots diagonally to each other. A stylish hat is his trademark. A clever way to replicate it is with a mini ice cream cone. Before dipping, I puncture a tiny hole at the top with a cookie scribe and dip into pink chocolate until completely covered. Gently shake off the excess and set to dry onto a sheet of parchment. Give the hat a fashionable flair with a zigzag patterned sash to wrap around. Trim out a long strip of fondant and cut across the entire length with a zigzag cookie cutter. Adjust accordingly to the length of the cone and seal with a light amount of water. Dress it up with gold edible paint to dazzle everyone at the ballet, painting the entire zigzag. Elevate the hat even more with either a pastel chocolate pearl or 6-like candy directly on top of the cone. Embellish with a beautiful fleur-de-lis molded out of chocolate or fondant. I find it best to dip the bottom of the cone into chocolate before pressing onto the cocoa bomb, allowing a better grip to seal all around. As you can see, I slightly turn the cocoa bomb over with the seam facing up. The hat covers over the seam as well as his curly hair, which are mini marshmallows. Start at the crown of his head with smaller ones, increasing more in size to the end of the cocoa bomb. I was able to fit 3 on both sides, and Nicholas the Nutcracker is dressed to impress. Showcase your creations in a clear cupcake box for an unforgettable presentation. The third best-selling winning item are hot cocoa cups, featuring a method that doesn't require a mold. Must-have materials are tape, a pair of scissors, and a clipper for both types. The smaller size is a 2-ounce Jell-O shot or condiment cup, which can be very rigid. I break it open with a clipper to get it started, then continue cutting a slit down the middle with my scissor. Finish it off by holding shut with a piece of tape for easy release. Next up is a 3-ounce bathroom cup, repeating the same steps from before. You'll find the paper cups are much easier to cut instead of the plastic. Get your hands on Seesaw Caramel flavored Milk Craft if you haven't already. They're the perfect shade for Rudolph the Reindeer. The process is straightforward by pouring the chocolate, rotating the cup up to the rim, and spilling out the extra. White is inspired by Clarice the Reindeer, and Tiffany Blue for a Winter Wonderland vibe. The smaller size for Frosty's mug design is done the exact same way. The mugs can be any color of your choice. Mine are Tiffany Blue and the Pink Wilton to cohesively match my Pinkmas theme. A heads up is that you should cover with a double coat so your cocoa cups aren't too thin, which I'll show you in a few moments. While the first layer is setting, here I have a small lollipop mold to prepare a platform to keep Frosty from drowning inside the cup. The link to the exact mold will be provided in the description box. There is no need to use a brush when going back in with a second coat. The walls will thicken nicely from swirling the chocolate around the cup. Double coating is necessary for both sizes. Once the layers are completely set, peel away the tape to pop it out and reveal our cocoa cups that were accomplished without a mold. No worries if the rim is uneven, we'll clean that area up onto a warm plate later on. In the situation of difficulty with releasing, tear the cup a little at a time and unravel to remove. Heat up your plate or mug warmer to slightly melt down the rim for a few seconds. To avoid mixing colors, either wipe off the plate in between or tape parchment paper over it for easy cleanup. Into the cups are these signature flavors: a few teaspoons of Oreo cocoa mix, strawberry Nesquik for Clarice, and of course sea salt caramel is reserved for Mr. Rudolph. Shake down to settle the piles and add your mini marshmallows, being sure to leave enough room to close with chocolate without overflowing. As for paper straws, silver and gold really stand out nicely. I'm pouring in a little bit of chocolate, positioning the straw into the center and filling the remaining space. Quickly stack the puffy mountain of marshmallows before the chocolate hardens to save time. The reindeer duo are character favorites for all ages. Onto the front of Clarice, her patch of fur is a tannish colored fondant. I'm cutting with a rectangular cookie cutter and tapering on a diagonal with a straight knife, shortening the narrow portion on the bottom. Once ready to decorate, a little water goes a long way to stick to the front of the cup. Rudolph's fondant patch is a rich, darker shade of brown that I custom mixed with half satinized chocolate fondant and half vanilla. Individual packages are available at Michael's Craft Store or Amazon. They're ready for a makeover. The satin ice thin edible marker glides smoothly over the surface of the chocolate without difficulty for super precise eyeliner and lashes. Bring the design together with mini antlers and a sparkly nose that was molded in a round chocolate sphere mold and covered in edible glitter for extra sparkle. Secure each of them in place with a dotted chocolate, and they really come to life with a pair of antlers. Lavender's Bake Shop has the cutest mold. I painted the chocolate with gold edible paints and attach onto each side, peeking between the marshmallows. Our Winter Wonderland inspired design is very simple. All around the cup, I'm creating a white chocolate drip and varying the lengths of the drips with the squeeze bottle. I found these snowflake sugar decorations from the baking aisle at Michael's and placed one at the peak of the mountain of marshmallows. Finish it off with a snowy effect achieved with fine white sanding sugar and edible adhesive. Brush a thin layer of the adhesive over the drips, spreading thoroughly to prevent a clumpy application, and let it snow with sparkly white sugar. We can't forget Frosty chilling in his cup of cocoa. To build your snowman, have regular sized marshmallows and pretzel sticks handy. Same as before, polish up the edge by warming for a few seconds. And here is where the platforms come in. The marshmallows will sit directly on there to lift just enough for the snowman to be seen. It helps to cut the bottom of the marshmallow on a diagonal to stay on an angle and hold with chocolate. Repeat stacking the second marshmallow over it. After holding for about 10 seconds, the body of the snowman is beginning to come together. Once the snowmen are ready to go, fill up your cups with your choice of cocoa. This time I chose milk chocolate Swiss Miss. Around a teaspoon will fit into each Jell-O shot cup. Center each stack and pipe melted milk chocolate with a squeeze bottle to sink the snowman inside of a bath of chocolate. Whenever it's hard to reach certain areas, it's completely okay to lift and move the marshmallow over while filling in the space if needed. The fun has just begun with pretzel stick arms. Right before attaching, I slightly trim down with a knife, rocking back and forth, and puncture an opening with a cookie scribe or toothpick, and twist the pretzel stick as far as they can go. My favorite pretzel sticks are Good & Gather brand from Target since they're thinner. I find other brands are thicker and aren't as easy to work with. All Frosty is missing are dotted eyes and a mouth drawn on the marshmallow with satin ice edible marker, and his triangle carrot nose in orange edible marker. The cup is instantly turned into a festive mug with a candy cane handle made by cutting mini candy canes from Dollar Tree. Secure the handle to the side of the cup with the coordinating color of chocolate, and there we have our mug. I completely forgot to film piping the white chocolate drip as I showed earlier on the Winter Wonderland cup, so I went ahead and added the sanding sugar snow with a coat of edible adhesive. A handy tool for decorating is my sprinkle tray from Hobby Lobby to catch excess sanding sugar or sprinkles without wasting product and to keep your workspace tidy. As for sugar, the fine grain works best for the snowy look. Coarse grain doesn't create the same effect. I hope you guys enjoyed learning how to make this year's top designs for Pinkmas. Give this video a thumbs up if you did. Whether it's for a pop-up, vendor event, custom orders, or even gifts for friends and family. It's Christina here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.